Stream Element says, Nature Crank is now live. Streaming IRL. Touching grass at FT Spokane. For real IRL history. Saribot says, Saribot is here.
Oh, come on. The heck, man. Oh, what is going on here? Okay. No, we're supposed to go into Bluetooth. What the hell is this thing's problem? Oh my goodness. Check. Test. Nope. Alright, so we're connected. I'll just go back. Test. And of course, we lost our wireless mic, didn't we? Check. That's lovely. All right, come on, lady. Come here. Stop. Get your kid. Yes, we are live at Fort Spokane. I don't think anyone's here. It's okay. But we'll talk more about it. But as you can see, it started in 1880, Lady Midnight. 1880, and then was shut down in 1929. Lady's already stopped. Gotten twisted up for the morning. Thank you, Lady Midnight. Starting us out right. Lady. So anywho, I do have some ESL students that'll be watching this later. Try to zoom in on that sign for you. Lady, come on. Oh, well, the first thing I guess we should say is that's the quartermaster storehouse. So a lot of this stuff was kept in cellars underground. Back in the day when there were not refrigerators. Another thing, if you notice how big the trees are. So these are some fairly old pine trees. Like really old. Ladies have a few times. So here we're coming up on the guardhouse. It's kind of a little bit more of the history of this place. So in 1880, it was founded to help keep peace between the Spokane, Colville tribes, Spokane and Colville tribes, as well as the settlers. A lot of infighting. And that's one thing you'll find out in the West. I don't remember in school being told a lot about the history, but this is where the old administration building supposedly was. But anyway, one thing you'll find out about the West is that there were a lot of fights among the Indian tribes and the settlers. In between everybody. Kind of try to zoom in on the text for you a little bit. So it started out as a place basically to keep the peace. And then in 1900, this place became a boarding school for the Indians. That has a history of itself. Wasn't exactly a kind place, but we're gonna go left, lady. Beautiful ride out this morning. Couldn't get the camera going fast enough to let you see the deer that literally walked out in front of us in the parking lot. So just kind of a map of what was here. This is us. There's the parade ground, which is where like your morning formations were, things like that. Then you had the baseball field. So baseball was kind of big. There wasn't a lot to do back then. Obviously, we're in the middle of nowhere. Then you'll see different barracks as we go across. This is behind us. So on the other corner over there is where the, come on lady, quartermaster stable and such was. And of course this building is not here anymore. The guardhouse, by the way, is one of 4 buildings still here. From here we can only see 3. There's a pump house, so I don't know if you can really tell. Try to zoom in a little bit. But back there, there's a service road. That goes to the old pump house. So anyway, you have the administration building, which is exactly what it sounds like. Storehouse, or the remnants. And you'll see several of those on the tour. And I guess I should say, the last time we were here, the connection was kind of messed up, so I've made a new contraction to get the satellite up. So hopefully it's working. Looks like it's working. Here specifically, Lady Midnight. Good morning, Crystal. The commissary storehouse. So Crystal, we're back at Fort Spokane. I figured I could try out this new little contraction. Lady, can you please stop getting twisted. I figured I would come here and try out the satellite thing to see if maybe everything went better. We'll definitely have a few occasional interruptions because obviously we have to walk through the trees. But good morning. Missed a lot of what I am. Lady, come on. Missed a lot of action today for the camera. Had yes, we got up at 3:28 actually. 2 minutes before my alarm. Yeah, got underneath these trees. So, but it should be better than last time. So like, let's see if I can, as you can see, the satellite is like, lady, she's all twisted up again. Stop. So hopefully that should fix some things. Make it a little bit easier while walking. Oh no, it's aluminum, so it's really light. Didn't have to pay for anything. So this area here, just where some of the barracks used to be. Like I said, there's only 4 buildings. Lady, you've got to stop this. Stop. Oh, she's obviously not being very cooperative today. She keeps getting tangled up. Little tree right here, so there'll be a little. The app is supposed to like be bonded to cellular, and I actually have service here, so I don't know why that It's not working, but definitely a beautiful morning. So yeah, I had a flagpole. It's called a flagpole buddy, and it's just an aluminum. And I had it for my other satellite. Yeah. So yeah, it's not heavy at all, thankfully. What I'd like to get is a roof mount for the satellite. That'd make it a lot easier while driving. And at least the gimbal is cooperating today. That stream that you missed, that night stream, which I know you were asleep, the gimbal just was like just moving back and forth on its own. It was, yeah, almost like we were going to have to do an exorcism. Yeah, it's certainly acting like it. All right, so here, now that I'm blind, I just looked at the sun. These were the bachelor officer quarters. Come here, lady. So they clearly had a much nicer pad than the Indians did, or the soldiers, the enlisted. Yeah, I think that's what it was. It was stuck on tracking, but I don't have a clue what it was trying to track. Looks like a fireplace. We didn't come down here last time. We just kind of looked at it. Lady, I can't go in there. Not even going to try. I assume that was a fireplace. Maybe not. So I'm guessing that must have held some water or something. Looks like another fireplace. And I was hoping we'd be able to see Lady. I don't think we should go that side. I'm not sure if it was torn down or just was not taken care of. There was an intermittent period where it was kind of nothing before the Park Service took over. So I'm sure that's part of it. Then again, I think in school we made history so boring that nobody really cared about this kind of stuff. Definitely did not teach history very well, that's for sure, because we sure do seem to be repeating a lot. I was saying earlier, I think I tried to say last time and we got cut out. Hopefully these trees will be nice to us. It's amazing how we have all this history and at no point in our history did we really learn from anything. So the whole purpose of this fort being built was to try to keep the peace between the Colville Indians, tribes, or native tribes, and the Spokane, and then the Spokane tribe, and then the settlers. A lot of infighting, and it wasn't until I moved to the west that I realized, like, even the settlers, like, were just killing each other. And In Arizona, we had an area there where one of the feuding families took the other family, murdered the guy, and drove all his sheep off the cliff. So people are pretty crazy. So I'm assuming these are still parts of barracks. There's not really a sign. Oh, we have some trees coming up. I'll try to walk to the side. But it's a beautiful morning, nice and cool, unlike probably the weather everyone else has. I did get the weather bot up. So the nice thing about here is that we have good weather in the morning. That's about it. Then it gets kind of hot. I don't know where we should walk, lady. We're gonna definitely end up losing. Come over here, baby. Carry on. Let's see. I don't know if Fort Spokane's a location or not. I'm gonna send it off my backup account. So, a little bit chilly. All right, lady. All right, come here, lady. So that's just one of the companies. So here I think was the baseball field. And there is the parade ground. Lady, you're wrapping around me. So not here anymore, but the commanding officers had a nice little house. I don't see the other buildings, so they must have come later after that picture. Lady. So, Crystal, I'm sure you don't miss those parade grounds, morning formation. I know I don't. Especially in the winter. It always seemed like in the winter, the uppers were always jerking us around, keeping us in the cold. I don't know if you guys can see it. Probably not. So that's the, I guess it's the ranger quarters right there, that house. All of this is not like part. This is all added afterwards. But there was a turkey running in front of the house. Hopefully lady does not see it. And she's a good girl. So you can see more foundation there. Officers row. So where all the upper echelons got to hang out. Yeah, I think we're gonna have problems right here. Another cutout. Probably. One lady, I gotta clear the trees, please. She wants to always stop at the trees. Go on. Yeah, and I had other plans for the weekend, but those have changed. I have a lot of vegetables growing, and they can't be left alone. So I have to figure out what I'm doing tomorrow and the next day. Just had a dead tree or a blowover. So the chapel was here, but no longer. Come on, lady. Go this way. Boy. Then we're coming up on the hospital. So first this was a military base. Then it was turned into a boarding school in 1900. And then it became a tuberculosis hospital. And that's what we're coming up on. That's the leftover foundation. But we're going to have to walk really quickly, lady. Whoop. You know, I was thinking, like, at least we didn't go through these crazy little plagues like tuberculosis. Not that it's really a plague, but then I thought, oh, no, we had COVID. Lady, you really just want to stop at the most inopportune times. Okay, so over there We're not going to go over there by the road, but that's where you had like hospital administrators. It does. It gives me a big F or a bunch of big Fs. It's kind of funny. Right. So we had more barracks here in this area. Again, all you can see left. I have to spin around. Thank you, Lady Midnight. All you can see is the stone from the foundation. Those footers. Company G. And I don't know if it's just because Company G did a better job of taking care of their stuff, or they just had better leadership, but they definitely had one of the best storehouses or root cellars. All the others are just holes in the ground. And this is the quartermaster stables. So again, there are 4 buildings left. The ammunition, the quartermaster stables, and then the guardhouse. Waiting on Lady Midnight. It does. I know they used to have the building open. So I don't know why. I'm sure it's one of those things from COVID. Seems like a lot of government stuff was shut down and never opened back up since COVID. Okay, lady. I don't know if we should go in there or not. Might lose our connection pretty well. So anyway, these are the stables. And if you go that way, up that hill, which we will not go to, is where the pump house was. Pretty big building, not quite as big as this one, but I would say, I don't know, about a, come on lady, third of the size of this building. A good third, maybe a little bit more. I really wasn't expecting the pump house to be very, very big, but Lady Midnight. Look at her. She's a female. She started trying to act like a dude dog. Just marking her territory. Yeah, and it's a shame the guardhouse is not open either. I guess maybe someday. But nice little place if you ever come through the area, Fort Spokane. There aren't usually a lot of people here during early morning or late evening hours, so someone's stopping to sniff again. Last time we started out up there somewhere. Nat Nutcake, the princess. Good morning. Or not morning for you, it's good afternoon. That's the translation bot. I guess is what it. Yeah, Nat, you got to get back to streaming. But no, you don't have to. You do what you want. I understand not. To be honest. So like I said, we're not going to, the storehouse is back there. We're not going to go there because we would lose service for sure. It doesn't even have, you have cell service like out here in the open, but back there in the trees, everything dies. A very beautiful walk. Lady, she got me twisted again. Yeah, we saw, let's see, Bambi times 2 and the mother. And then when we got here, we had 2 deer run out in front of us, literally like right close to us in the car. Didn't even stress Lady Midnight at all. Saw a fox. Carry on, baby, don't worry. See a fox, a rabbit, some horses on the Spokane Reservation, the tribe. So it's more wildlife than I usually get to see. And of course, by the time it gets hot, everything retreats into the woods anyway. So they don't have a sign here, but obviously we have another storehouse in the ground. And you also cannot see here, but come on, lady, this is where the 2 major rivers converge. So you have the Spokane River coming from this way, converging into the Columbia River. So it kind of makes a big circuit where we in Canada kind of share some water. And we're pretty close to the Canadian border. I think maybe, I don't know, an hour, maybe closer. Just depends. I can't really remember if this highway goes straight to Canada or not. Maybe that's what we need from you, Nat, if you're still here. You can start doing IRL. And some water. Right. So overall, Crystal, you think the connection held up much better? I'm gonna stop and give Lady some water. She's thirsty. There you go. Yeah, you get to hear the dog lap it up. Okay, I figured that's what the problem was, since the satellite receiver was on my back, and then when my back, like when I was walking towards the sun. Who? Boy, this text box. Mr. Cool Guy. That's totally not what she said in my ear. It was something like Mr. Google. Anyway, good morning. Hope you're doing well, Mr. Cool Guy. And congrats on first. Yeah, she sure likes to say some weird stuff. Sweet. Yeah, it's been a beautiful morning. A very beautiful morning. I think I'm going to have to maximize most of the pretty sun. I think I might have to start a little bit earlier. I know it kind of cuts off the U.S. audience, but I'm trying to break into my Eastern people, especially Asian audiences. I do have Chinese social media, but I hear someone talking. What in the world? Anyway, I do have Chinese social media, but it's a little harder to get a hold of people. Still not the first soul. So peaceful. What is going on here? Ah. My chat messed up. Oh, sweet. If you need help, just let me know. Chat is in slow mode? I don't know what's going on. It should not be in slow mode. YouTube is in slow mode, but not Twitch. Oh, 3 second. Well, that's not bad. Yeah, I don't think I really need it. Oh, you're on YouTube. Pepper's talking to us on YouTube. I was like, did she get demoted? Yeah, it's supposed to be on a 3 second delay or on YouTube. Uh-oh. Did I just pull the... Are we back? What was that all about? I'm not sure what happened there. Yeah, that's kind of strange. Very strange. Yeah, and yeah. Thanks, Crystal. Yeah, it was only supposed to be on YouTube. I figured that would give me enough time to get over there and delete something if I had to. We're like literally in the open. Did we get disconnected from Wi-Fi? No? Strange. Let's move the tripod. It could be... Was it because I just am not moving? Because we are just sitting still in the parking lot. What are you looking at, you stupid camera? What are you doing? It might have not been frozen. I'm just sitting here, so it may have just stopped moving. If you could still hear me. Maybe, maybe not. Definitely a pretty big delay. I'm watching on my other phone. So now I have to figure out how to seamlessly disconnect No, that's right. I was going to connect in the car, but I just realized the phone holster is not going to turn sideways. And I think because I started out like this, I can't change my orientation. But, oh, what I could do is, so this is what it looks like. So that goes in my backpack. And lets that kind of hang above my head. It's a little awkward, a little different, but then you have to kind of, because you can see the pole is on my right side, so you have to balance the weight out. But the only issue it makes is the bag will not sit up and it tries to topple over, so I have to have an arm on it. So yeah, this weekend we were going to do early streams again, Saturday and Sunday. I'm not sure, because my friend didn't come back. I've got the problem of the garden, and the 3 of the tomatoes are, well, they're all in like bucket stuff planted above the ground, but 3 of the tomato plants are in Lowe's buckets or Home Depot, whichever one, I can't remember. Lowe's, I think. Anyway, they dry out so quickly. I thought that like a really heavy watering would get them to last through the day, but get them a 24-hour period, but I was wrong. So I can't go do what I wanted to do since no one's here to take care of the garden, and I'm not sacrificing my garden. Yeah, I wish there were like a place around here to camp close. Well, hopefully it's working for you. I have definitely noticed that compared to YouTube and Facebook, Twitch struggles a whole lot more. Thanks for the shout outs, Crystal. Let me shout out. Yeah. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's because of the user base. Facebook's got a lot more resource and money dedicated to them over what Amazon actually dedicates to Twitch. I just personally think Twitch would do good to consider mid to upper leadership changes. That's probably the best thing they can do. They in every department, tech. Well, that's good. Glad it's stabilizing. Ladies, we laid here long enough that she's sleeping. Yeah, and I think they completely understand like the whole drops and everything. Definitely, I think Twitch they have the user base. They just lack the direction that they need. And it's pretty unfortunate. It's kind of like, maybe I shouldn't talk about it, but I know we talked about it on Pepper's stream. But it's like with the partner program. I've been noticing a lot of people who don't even come close to the metrics. People that I know personally. And somehow they got partner. And I'm like, a lot of these people worked pretty hard to get their audiences. And they love on their chatters. They're a part of their chatters' lives. And how does someone get partner that doesn't even participate in chat unless it's one of their BFFs? So I don't know. I think Twitch needs to kind of slow down a little bit on what they're doing. It shouldn't be rewarded because of what tags you have or whatever. It should be rewarded based upon actual merit. That's for sure as well. The things, that kill me is like they want us to, especially in IRL, they want us to do both formats and allow it. Well, not everyone's going to pay $29 a month on mobile. So why would you send anything out of the box that's not going to be automatic? It's automatic with YouTube. So why has Twitch not got double orientation? It's simple things like that. You want to be a leader, then lead. Yeah, I think partner really doesn't mean as much as it used to mean. And there are still a lot of partners out there that, they no longer stream. And, they come back after a while or whatever and they don't get any audience. Yeah, definitely no reason at all to stress about it. But I support you. I think it's still very possible. And one of the other things I wonder too is how many bots, like viewer bots, some of these people are using. Well, Mr. Cool Guy, that's because you're rich and you got like 20 Teslas. Yeah. would be nice to be rich, but not let people know. Something you keep a secret and then give away most of your wealth. I really need to teach this TTS to learn how to say your name, Mr. Cool Guy. Right. There's a guy I know from Germany, and all he does 7 days a week is marbles. And I'm just like, dude, I get it's an income, but how in the world? How in the world can you be a marble streamer for 7 streams a week? Just marbles. I think I would like, yep. So I can't imagine why. Yeah, but that would be like one of those things where I would just have to only do it on yeah. Yeah. Uh, there's also a guy I know that he only streams Hearthstone, and he's tried to like branch out, and that's how he got like really big. He was a partner before partners were like, giving out like candy, and this was like 3 or 4 years ago. He was just saying that he doesn't know what to do. So I use the Moblin app, and it has a TTS on it. Oh, Mr. A Hype Train. Oh, thanks for the gift subs, Anonymous. And Mr. Cool Guy got one. At least someone in chat got it. I mean, technically my other phone has the nature is cranked. It got one. But at least people in chat got it. Yeah, so I use the Moblin app, and then it'll do TTS. It also has a setting where we can Moblin. And it also has a setting, or a couple settings. So like, if people showed up, I can hit a button and it'll blur out their faces. Or if I'm in an area where, okay, like especially in IRL, you may not want to like let people see signs, and so you can actually blur out text as well. So you can do that kind of on demand. Ah, she did. Pretty cool. DJ Borak from Chile. So yeah, but also what I use, Mr. Cool Guy, is instead of, because I already had my server, I have a VPN through Linode. So I set it up to restream instead of like paying the extra money. So you can do stuff a little bit cheaper. Even if you just get the server itself, it's still going to be cheaper than using some other thing to restream. That way you can do multi-stream. So what happens is this goes from my phone to the server, and then the server pushes it out to YouTube and Twitch. You can do, I think on Restream.io or whatever that is, you can do 2 streams, but then you get a little bit of a Restream blah blah on it. Miss Fuzzimato, good morning. Good to see you. Hello, she. What a translation. Okay. Yeah, we might have to talk to Google about its understanding of English. Anyway, so I can push out to as many platforms as I want, and then the server actually does the heavy lifting, the encoding. So it... Right. Any questions, you can feel free to ask me offline. I can send you links. It's pretty easy to set up. And if you need any help, I can help you with that. I mean, you may not want a multi-stream, and if you don't want a multi-stream, it doesn't really matter. Multi-streaming is just... I mean, I would like to do Kick and others, but they all make it a little bit too complicated on IRL. I don't want to have to push extra buttons to get things to connect. Oh, Lady Midnight gets a treat. Congrats on second. You are now officially the second person in the stream. All right, lady, where's your treats? Oh, please be a treat in the bag. Now I gotta figure out. Here, baby girl. Ow. Stay. I don't know if you guys can see her. I can't see. Here, get your treat, baby. So, she got a treat, but she does not look like she's interested. You don't want your treat, baby? I don't want to eat on camera. She's conscious about her weight. There she goes. I moved the camera and she's eating now. Well, so I got up 2 minutes before the alarm. I got up at 3:28 this morning, and she was definitely like, what the heck are we doing? But when she realized we were getting in the car, she was good with that. So it's so funny. She's all about a car ride, but practically 95% of the time, she's laying down, sleeping. So I guess she just wants to go on a car ride to sleep. Yeah, and I would stream in the evenings, which would be another good time to kind of get some of the Eastern, because I have, like on YouTube and here as well, had a few people from China, Germany, Australia, but the problem is with the evenings, it's too hot here. There's no way, especially in an open area like this. You know, it's 50 degrees this morning, but it's going to be in the 90s soon. Yeah, I tried that one sunset stream, and That's when my gimbal went retarded or dumb. For those offended by the word retarded. Well, I do plan on being in Arizona this winter. And that's where the sunset streams are going to be at. Lady baby. Well, now she's excited. She had her treat. She's ready to play. Hey, baby. You're like going to knock my camera over. Lady. She has drank 2 bowls of water. Arizona is like, the desert is beautiful during the winter. I want nothing of the Phoenix Valley during the summer, but man, in the winter. And it's not as warm as Florida. Well, I don't know, this last winter it was. But usually it's not as warm as Florida. You'll still get some snow. Most of the time it's in the mountains around the valley area. But sometimes it hits the ground. And of course, you know, as soon as the sun rises, by 7 o'clock, 7:30, it's pretty much melted. But the sunsets, I mean, the sky is just literally fire so many nights. And then you sit in an area that's got a lot of the saguaro cactuses, so you get a lot of silhouettes. Really beautiful. A lot of places to explore, and it's, for the most part, wide open. So satellite coverage is pretty great out there. A lot of gold mines, abandoned mines, abandoned, you know, like homesteads, just different things. A whole lot to explore down in the desert area, or all throughout Arizona, really. Getting hot. She said the sun's hot. You want some more water? I'll give you some more. You didn't want it, did you? She said, I don't want the water. Here. There she goes. Yeah, I've not really done much in the valley when I lived in Arizona. I would go to the store. That was it. I lived north of Phoenix, so she is. Lady said, the sun's coming up. It doesn't feel good on my black hair. When are we leaving? The bigger dread is like from this point forward, it's just going to get browner. What little green we have left will be gone soon. except for around the forest area, like in Colville, that national forest. It seems to get a lot of rain up there. All right, thanks for stopping by, Pepper. Have a good day. Take care. Yeah. And we're probably gonna... You gonna drink any more water, baby? Yeah. We're gonna walk towards the car anyway. So yeah, we'll be back tomorrow when I figure out what I'm going to do. What did I just do with the other phone? Have some other places that I want to go, some ghost towns. We have a few close to here. I don't know what that is, Lady Midnight. Something in the woods screaming. This is how those horror stories start. Can you guys hear that scary little scream in the woods? Probably not. Oh, we apparently hit our sub goal, didn't we? Does anyone see anyone online? I think that's the only problem with this other phone is I'm logged in my other account, but that doesn't help me see who's online. Oh, there go the deer, guys. That's what it was. It was a fawn out there yelling. You guys got a baby, don't you? So those are the two deer that ran across us this morning in the parking lot. So they came back. So that must be their baby out there screaming then. Yep, gotta be the baby. They're like crazy concerned. That's why I want to get my life figured out. But I wish I had a different laptop, like a cheap laptop or a cheaper laptop. Because the battery on mine, since it's technically a gaming laptop, doesn't stay up very long. But it would be nice to use a laptop and then I could hook the Nikon up to it and we see stuff like that. I can easily zoom in. There they go. All right, so let's see. Crystal, wasn't it you that rated Ronzi? Ronzi, who does like IRL, usually biking. I think you were the one that rated her, and I'm following her. But That's literally such a hard username to try to type. Okay, so I see she's online. I want to try to RHONYZ __. And I hope it's going to let me raid from this other channel. I think I set it up where the mods can raid. Super mods, that is. No user matching that login. Oh. INIT 4 DA. Okay, so maybe it's not going to let me rate her. Keep saying no user matching that login. Anyone got someone they want to rate? Well, I'm almost certain that I'm typing the name correctly. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure. Okay. We will try that one. Action could not be completed. Please try again later. Okay. It's acting like it doesn't want to let me rate out. Weird. All right. So, nope, that didn't. What the flip, man? Oh gosh. Why did you remove my raid command? That's something I need to figure out. There has to be a easier way on mobile to like trigger a raid or something. Okay, we're going to try again. So it keeps removing the raid command out. It just keeps putting the dude's name. So that's weird. Let me try to figure out from my actual phone. Maybe it won't let me. Maybe because the chat is not technically connected or doesn't belong to Twitch. You know, I'm logged in for chat. Maybe it won't let us rate out unless we go through the app. I don't know. No, that can't be true because I raid from Streamlabs. Invalid username, Team No Pants. I think it's just hateful Twitch. Well, okay. I think we got Team No Pants. 20 hours later. So the weird thing is we did it. Can we raid out or not? I mean, it says it's raiding, but it might be a couple hours. Where's the button to like? Oh, Twitch, come on. Oh well. I guess we have to wait for the. Yeah. I don't see the other bar that's like raid now. It's like we have to build the anticipation. There we go. All right, thanks for coming by, everyone. Thanks for the subs. All that jazz. Peace.